Welcome on Fight Frame Boxing channel. Thank you for stopping by. But at this opportunity, I would love to ask you if you could please subscribe and like the video. Thank you so much. Since I was a kid, I've always been active, always involved in different sports, but football was my first love. I started playing when I was 7 years old, and I was pretty good. I trained hard, competed, and it became a big part of my identity growing up. It taught me discipline, teamwork, and how to push myself, skills that still stick with me today. But as I got older, something else started pulling me in. During my teenage years, I found myself watching more and more of martial arts, especially kickboxing and boxing. I was fascinated by the movement, the power, intensity of it all. And of course, one name stood out. That was Bruce Lee. He was my big inspiration. Bruce wasn't just a fighter; he was a thinker and philosopher. And his mindset and the discipline, the way he lived, deeply inspired me. I started to see martial arts is something more than fighting. It was about self mastery. It was about art. That mindset stuck with me. Then came K1. I was about 16 years old and I started getting really popular on TV. I remember watching every fight I could, especially Badr Hari, his aggression, his style, his confidence. I was really locked in. Those fights sparked something in me, and I decided to start training kickboxing myself, and I loved it. I loved the grind, I loved the challenge, the skill behind it, and everything else. At that time I was still playing football and training kickboxing at the same time. I tried to balance everything. It was hard, two different sports, two different mentalities, and I was trying to master it. Eventually, I had to make a choice. I saw a future in football. I had a talent, years of training behind it, and opportunities ahead. So I made the tough decision and I stopped training kickboxing. And I just completely focused on football. But even after I stopped training kickboxing, there was something inside of me, and those martial arts and kickboxing and boxing still stayed in me, and that's when I decided to keep pushing forward, watching it at least and analyzing everything. So yeah, boxing stayed there. I remember one of the boxing matches I ever saw, Evander Holyfield versus Mike Tyson, the infamous air bite. It was crazy. It left mark on me. I was very young at that time when I could see it for the first time on TV, not just because of that moment, but because it showed like how intense this sport can be. After that, I started watching more and more fights, especially Muhammad Ali, with my dad, and then I would sit and watch for hours with my dad Muhammad Ali fighting, as my dad was training boxing as well when he was much younger. He told me stories about growing up in a village, and the whole village had only one TV, and everyone would wake up 3 a.m. so they could watch Muhammad Ali fights. It was more than just a sports. It was just like event that brought people together at that time. So why boxing? Why does it still mean so much to me? Maybe it's in our blood. Maybe it's history of legends like Ali, Mike Tyson, Holyfield, or maybe it's just discipline. It teaches the mental strength it builds. Boxing is often misunderstood. People think it's just two guys swinging in a ring and just something rough, whatever. But if you truly pay attention, it's strategy, it's rhythm, it's timing. It's an art. It's a sport for fighters, for warriors, for gentlemen, and that's why I love it even more today than I ever did before. Now that you know where my love for boxing comes from, let's talk about this channel. This is a space for real boxing fans, no sugarcoating, no hype, just honest takes, real analysis, and passionate conversations. We'll break down fights, study different fighters and styles, react controversial decisions, and talk about the judging, because let's be honest, boxing needs more transparency. We will also revisit classic fights, talk history, and keep up with today's biggest prospects and legends still doing their thing. I'm truly excited to start this journey with you all. Boxing has given me a lot, and now I want to give it back by building a community of people who truly love this sport. If you're really a boxing fan, if you love the art, the history, the fighters, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and drop the comment. Who is your favorite fighter of all time? This is just the beginning. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.